Hi, Tommy. This is Siobhan Beckett. I have totally stolen Bobby's idea and also wanted to make a video for you. And, let's see, where do we start? Laban. I feel like I had a pretty good understanding of Laban coming into Movement 2, just from everything I learned in Movement 1. But the interesting thing was working on that scene with Jen, and I had worked on that scene in Acting 2 with Peter Ray. But I really felt like I learned something new from it, especially from taking the Laban techniques and applying them to the character. I felt like the emotional and psychological reasons for my character's physical choices made a lot more sense. I really felt like I understood where the character was coming from a completely different standpoint. Del Sarte and Humors, I didn't really connect with as much as I feel like I've connected with Laban. I felt like the Del Sarte was very specific to the sonnets. I don't know if I'd really be able to apply that to something else, like maybe monologues or a scene, or maybe I just don't understand it well enough yet. But I did feel like it was effective for the sonnets. It's just such a stylized form that I really couldn't get into it as much. The impulse improvisation and the delicious movement were really my favorite parts of this class. I really feel like I can take the impulse work and apply that to other things. I honestly wasn't really feeling the delicious movement the first couple of times we did it, but I think between contact improv and working on viewpoints for the last semester or so, I've really learned how to listen to my impulses more. And once I just let go of that self-conscious feeling, I felt like I found some really interesting things that worked well with my character. I felt like the impulse especially worked with my monologue that I chose. The second pass of my monologue, I really felt an impulse on my right side, and I followed that, and it was different from the way that I had rehearsed the monologue before, but in a way, it felt more real to me, and I connected to it a lot better. So I definitely feel like the impulse work and the delicious movement were the things that worked best for me as an actor and an artist. So, let's see. What else do I have to discuss? Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. As far as scoring and text analysis go, I've scored and analyzed the scenes the same way I did last year. I don't know, the only thing that I felt like I could have worked more on was probably the final scene that I did with Erin and Amanda. I know that you mentioned playing the truth of the scene, and that was something that we had discussed last year when I took Techniques of Comedy with you. And felt like earlier today, when I did the scene for you, I was playing more of the truth, but it was difficult for me to find a character center for that character because she's so wild and all over the place, the character of Wanda. And, excuse me, the second time we went through the scene, I tried to locate the impulse, and the impulse for the second time was more in the pelvis region for me, and, I don't know, that was difficult for me to find a center for that character. So, I really wish I would have spent more time on that scene, and that's something I feel like I could have worked on. But, other than that, I feel like I've learned a lot in this class. I really enjoyed the delicious movement. Look forward to learning more about Laban and Del Sarte. And thank you for a very interesting semester. I will see you at the finals.